We're waking up at Sandy Point to a beautiful morning. There's about 10 knots of wind blowing across the deck, just enough to feel it, but not quite enough to move us at the speed we need today. Our goal is Norfolk, Virginia, the last major pit stop before the Chesapeake ends and the Atlantic begins.
Anchor is up.
It's a strange feeling being at this transition point where the safety of the bay fades.
All right, anchor's all the way up.
And the ocean is suddenly waiting just over the horizon. On the chart, it looks like a simple, straight shot. But to keep up with our timeline, we're leaning on the engines, motor sailing to maintain our pace. It's a compromise, trading that quiet sailing magic for the steady, reliable hum of diesel. We're earning our miles with a mix of patience and mechanical muscle. The wind probably won't be enough to do the heavy lifting, but we're going to get all the sails up and try and squeeze every bit of energy out of the breeze to help us get down to Norfolk.
Wind is getting stronger.
Well, had a little bit of engine problems this morning. We picked up anchor and then our port engine cut out. We've had this issue happen once before where we had a mechanic come on board. They troubleshooted the fuel line to look for any air leaks or clogs. We changed out the filters and it still happened again. So still don't really know what the cause of the problem was.
We fixed it, or Jon fixed it, then it happened again. And he fixed it again. And now we're just running the engine at lower RPMs. And so far it's been about an hour and a half and it's functioning, but we're gonna start slowly increasing the RPMs and see if it cuts out again, just so that we kind of know what our limit is. Day 3, and this is the first time we've had any trouble, so it's gonna happen eventually.
But what I did as a fix, we certainly still don't know the cause, but the fix was to hit there's a fuel priming bulb button near the engine, near the primary filter. So I hit that button about 10 to 20 times to re-prime the fuel lines and then put the engine in full throttle and it started. We've been running the engine at 1800 RPMs instead of 2200. And so far, so good. I mean, knock on wood, we're still running.
Although Tumbleweed did do something a little bit odd on the autopilot. She just decided randomly that she wanted to turn like 360 and then go in a totally different direction. So that's fun. Not really sure what that's about.
Software issues. One moment, we're making great progress. The next, the rhythm just breaks. When the engine cuts out, the bass suddenly feels a lot bigger. It just hits you just how much of your safety you've outsourced to a few bolts, filters, and fuel lines. Out here, there's no roadside assistance. It's entirely up to you to figure it all out before the tide and the wind decide where the boat is gonna go. You realize very quickly that the safety net of land is gone. It's just down to your own 2 hands to get things moving again. We'll see what is in here.
Seems so dangerous.
It's diesel. Okay, can you see if there's anything on the end here?
Nothing on the end.
This is the side of boat life they don't show you at the boat show. Sailing is always sold as this beautiful poem, but in reality, a lot of it is just a constant battle with plumbing, mechanics, and physics.
Gonna open a window?
Alright, there is debris in here.
What do you see?
There's like a towelette.
A towelette?
Like an alcohol wipe. And there's a giant piece of tape. We spend hours in the belly of the boat, tracing fuel lines, trying to find a needle in a haystack.
So we found looks like a little alcohol wipe, tiny piece of plastic from a zip tie, and then there's also like a 2 feet long piece of tape, which I think is the culprit. Because the tape is like sort of half on, half off. I'll show you. Okay, can you see in?
Yeah.
You see the thing that says that's 30305?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a piece of tape. And that's where that's where the port draws in from.
All right. Well, we.
Also, you see that?
Oh, why would it? Sorry, excuse my language.
I'm gonna get that first.
I'm just like an hour away.
We finally find the culprit deep inside the tank.
Wow, that's deep. I can't even reach it. Okay.
2 little pieces of manufacturing tape that had been hiding out since the day the boat was built. It took the constant rocking and sloshing of the bay to finally shake them loose.
Oh, yeah.
Just so they could choke our fuel system.
Check this out. Here are the 2 things that were found in the fuel tank. That tape definitely could have obstructed the bottom of that, which would be causing our engine problems. Now that I'm covered in diesel, I gotta put this back together so I can take a shower.
There's nothing quite like being covered in diesel to bring you back down to earth. In this moment, you aren't a captain or some world traveler. You're a mechanic in a floating basement, fighting with 2 stubborn scraps of tape just so you can get the boat moving again.
Morning. We had a really horrible day yesterday. Today, so far, is going a lot better. We had a ton of engine trouble. I don't know how much of this we actually filmed because we were too stressed out to worry about filming. Our engine, both sides, port side went out I think 4 times, starboard side went out once. We were able to troubleshoot with mechanics over the phone that it was likely a problem with the fuel tank. Last night, the conditions were not great. There was pretty strong current, a lot of waves, and freezing. And wind was pretty high, and we couldn't really steer on one engine anywhere. And we couldn't have the engines at full throttle either without them going out. So we could not go the direction we wanted to go, which was upwind. We just couldn't do it. So we had to turn around and go back north where we came from, which was downwind. And then hobbled to an anchorage in the pitch black, scouring for crab pots along the way. It was very much a minefield. We made it, and then this morning Jon called into the fuel tank.
And the tank was 60% full, so my whole arm was covered in diesel, but we got the 2 big foreign objects that were in there.
At this point, we've been driving now for 3 hours, and engines are working great. We're making really good progress, good speed. It's definitely we need to be able to have both engines working and reliably so we can steer when we hit the mission, which now is tomorrow. 2 days behind our original schedule.
Success out here isn't about a promotion or a paycheck. It's the sound of that first cylinder firing up and the vibration returning to the floorboards. It's that deep sense of relief, the realization that you're actually capable of fixing the things that you depend on. The fuel line is clear, and the 2 little stowaways that almost derailed our journey are finally gone. We've got the fuel flowing again, but the lesson definitely hit home. We're just guests out here. It shows just how much we depend on these mechanical systems that can break down in an instant. At the end of the day, our reliance on all this engineering is a pretty fragile thing that the ocean can challenge whenever it wants. We've got the tank fixed, but the bay gave us a solid reminder of who's actually in charge. We're moving again, and with a whole new appreciation for the work it takes and the small luck you need to keep this boat moving. rises out of the water like a forest of steel. It's this massive landscape of gray ships and heavy industry. A total transition zone between the quiet marshes of the bay and the raw reality of the open ocean. We pull into the dock, not exactly looking like world-class sailors, but more like pretty exhausted travelers after a long couple of days. Between the engine trouble and all the motoring we had to do, our tank is almost empty.
Thank you.
We really just need to get to a fuel dock to replenish our supply.
Thank you.
After spending the day elbow deep in diesel, having the boat finally secure feels like exactly what we need.
What do you think the easiest thing to do is?
Get the bow one first, I think.
How am I going to get that?
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Tonight, the solid ground of the Marina feels like a total luxury. A hot shower, a floor that doesn't move, and the silence of a boat that isn't fighting to go anywhere. We're one step closer to the Atlantic, and this evening, the biggest win is just the peace and quiet of being stationary, knowing that when the sun comes up, we're ready to keep on heading south. Thanks for being part of the journey. We'll catch you wherever the wind blows next. See you guys next time.